Right. EA is on fire. They've just agreed to get swallowed by a $55 billion buyout led by Saudi-backed PIF, Silver Lake, and Kushner's Affinity. A private equity-flavored super deal that's also loading them up with $20 billion in debt.
But wait! There's more!
As a direct consequence of the buyout, EA is now hemorrhaging Sims creators from the EA Creator Network, something that I care about personally. The transaction was approved by EA's board of directors and is now expected to close in Q1 2027. All the info was posted up on their website, so let's check out our main players. First up, PIF, described as one of the world's most impactful investors, enabling the creation of key sectors and opportunities that help shape the global economy, drive returns, and drive the economic transformation of Saudi Arabia. Right. Cool. Silver Lake is a global technology investment firm with more than $110 billion in combined assets under management and committed capital and a team of professionals based in North America, Europe, and Asia. Last up, we have Affinity Partners, a Miami-based investment firm founded in 2021 by Jared Kushner. Yes, that Jared Kushner. Let's hear what Kushner has to say about things. Electronic Arts is an extraordinary company with a world-class management system and a bold vision for the future. I've admired their ability to create iconic, lasting experiences, and as someone who grew up playing their games and now enjoys them with his kids, I couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. Quote, Jared Kushner, Chief Executive Officer of Affinity Partners. Well, that certainly puts me at ease.
Not even to dinner with the Kushners?
In terms of how the deal is structured, the new ownership group will collectively contribute $36 billion, with the final $20 billion coming via debt financed through JP Morgan Chase Bank. The move is called a leveraged buyout because a portion of the deal is financed through debt. There's a chance the company could rebound, carry on, and start to generate a profit. Or it could become overwhelmed by the debt and go belly up. Who's to say? That was certainly the case with Toys R Us in 2005. According to New York University School of Business assistant professor Joost van Drunen, the $55 billion buyout saddles EA with debt that only makes sense through new revenue streams, likely sports betting and integrated media ventures. Going private removes Wall Street's quarterly pressure, allowing for more creative freedom. However, restructuring will follow. EA will likely split into sports and non-sports divisions, with some operations potentially relocating to Saudi Arabia. For studios, this means freedom from earnings calls, but closer oversight from investors pursuing geopolitical objectives. Culture shift begins immediately, even though the closure is months away. Once a sale is finalized, priorities shift overnight towards strategic alignment with buyer objectives. He added, expect EA's management to quietly reorganize around sports and live service divisions in anticipation of new ownership. Hold on, though. The Sims team have released a statement. Dramatic reading. Thank you for being a part of the Sims community. We are continually inspired by our incredible players and creators, by your imagination, creativity, and the joy you bring to The Sims every day. We deeply respect that everyone experiences The Sims in their own way, and will make choices that are right for them. However you choose to play, create, or share, we're grateful to be part of your journey. Our mission, values, and commitment remain the same. The Sims will always be a space where you can express your authentic self. Your passion and voice shape the exciting things we have coming in 2026 and beyond. On November 4th, there will be a big update coming to The Sims 4 that included 150 fixes and fresh freebies. More details to come on Monday, October 27th. This is the first of ongoing updates that address the things that matter most to you. With gratitude, The Sims team. So, I think now is the perfect time to talk about the most unhinged thing they quietly allowed to exist under their umbrella. That time The Sims did Jurassic Park. Okay, so EA used to spend money on really weird stuff. Like handheld-only Sims spin-offs where the villain is called Winky Weebucks and you solve problems with the power of jazz, time travel, and illegal science. So, while 2025 EA is promising the things that matter most to you, 2004 EA was like, what if we gave kids CRISPR? The Urbz, Sims in the City launched in 2004, and it was a bit feral. On consoles, it was the glossy Black Eyed Peas collab, urban reputation groups, gaining that sweet club access. You know, the thing most people remember if you say the phrase, the Urbz. However, EA outsources the GBA and DS versions to Kryptonite, who had already done the handheld Sims game, Bustin' Out. And since handheld was cheaper, they could get weird. Time machines, vampires, bayou cryptids, moon-based Zeta, it's all right there in the game walkthrough. It's not a life sim, it's more of a quest RPG wearing a plumb bob on its head. Now, here's where it gets extra interesting. I had both the GBA and the DS version, and things differ. In fact, there's a whole chunk of content that only shows up in the DS version. Splicer Island. You reach a point in the DS story where an NPC, Moki, a former museum worker who now just chills in the park, suddenly becomes important. Real text from the game guide. He will be your genetic scientist, but first, he needs a shower. So, you've got him all lined up to be your genetic scientist. Good, good, good. Then, to actually get to the island, you pay off a character called Sharona Faster to reopen her ferry, which will only run at 8 a.m. On the island, you meet Futomaki. He will agree to get a gene splicing facility up and running for you. No sweat, he just needs the blueprints, which you eagerly supply. 5K and recruiting a team of local monkeys, literal monkeys, for construction later, and you're in business. Moki gets a glow up and reveals himself to actually be Dr. Mauricio Keys, and arrives on the Abomination Island all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for his first day at work. Once the lab is open, the good doctor asks for some amber with preserved animal DNA. Now, where have I heard that before? Then, you do a silly little gene splicing mini-game. You get a new pet. 'Cause, oh yeah, you're splicing together a new little critter. Because EA handheld plots cannot just let you enjoy your monstrosity in peace, NPC Busta Cruz wants you to help with publicity. And we're putting on a pet show, baby. Convince 3 townies to compete, train a pet, and win the show. This is the part where your biodiverse crime island becomes a family destination. So, you won the contest. You're feeling pretty great. When suddenly, you receive a distress signal from the Splicer lab. Go there, and it was this guy, causing trouble. But then, an even smaller, even pettier villain emerges. Winky Weebucks. Behold, he was created by Berkeley Claude by using Daddy Big Buck's DNA in the gene splicer. Who is Daddy Big Bucks, you might say? And whoops, I probably should have slipped that in earlier, I might say. Close your eyes. Take a deep, soothing breath, and try not to get too aroused when I say it's as if Jeffrey Bezos had a baby with Doug Dimmadome. TLDR, he's the richest guy around, does a lot of capitalism. He was the main antagonist in The Sims Bustin' Out, and this is a continuation of that. At the end of the Urbz, GBA, and DS plotlines, you take a quick jaunt back in time, unravel all his nefarious plans, and he ends up stranded on a tiny little island covered in nutria as the only inhabitants. Which are these? I love them. So, you find out Splicer Island has been his brainchild, but plans obviously halted when you defeated him. Winky Weebucks cages everybody, and your little amalgamation pet is forced to jump into action and go for help. Now, your pet can't effectively communicate with most of the NPCs, but it can talk to this old sailor. Helpfully, he informs your pet that Winky is at the carnival, creating an army of nutria to take over the town, and that the only thing that could thwart him now is Pepper Pete, his brother, another old sailor who has been mysteriously lost at sea. Your pet talks to his parrot, and bada bing, bada boom. You hook him up with a sail, the Splinter Island flag, and he sails his way onto the scene. Your pet and Pete have a meeting of the minds and team up to take Winky down. Your pet distracts Winky so that he loses control of his nutria army. To do this, you must navigate a maze full of green flames. Your pet has a quick spat with Winky, then Pepper Pete captures him via net. And lo, the day is saved. That's the official wrap-up of the whole game, folks, stopping miniature Daddy Big Buck's family revenge on your DIY Gene Lab. EA let the handheld team just go, because it didn't threaten the mainline Sims money machine. 2004 EA could just say, sure, make Splicer Island.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
In 2025, EA crushed all hopes of Sims 5 because people just bought too much gosh darn DLC. So now everybody's asking, will the franchise survive the buyout? I'm asking, will we ever again see the unhinged confidence to make a monkey-assisted gene editing island guarded by a sushi guy? 'Cause that EA was for sure messy as well, but at least it was weird. When a company goes through a giant buyout, takes on debt, and gets new geopolitical stakeholders, the first thing that dies is the weird stuff. That's the stuff you just can't justify on a spreadsheet. Can't speak for all the other franchises, but I see and feel the anger, disappointment, and genuine pain in the Sims community. Because they see this Daddy Big Buck's future. More monetization, less diversity and community first energy, less experimentation, less trust in moral and ethical alignment. That's why so many are leaving the Creator Network.
But wait!
Perhaps there is still hope. After all, we are getting those 150 fixes and fresh freebies. Anyway, that's the video. EA is on fire. BioWare is nervous. What are your thoughts on CRISPR?